Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about further properties on sets. Before that, let me introduce a concept called Venn diagram. Venn diagram. Every set can be represented by a diagram called Venn diagram. Sometimes it is called a Van Euler diagram, but usually people say Venn diagram, but it is Venn Euler. Euler is also a mathematician, so Venn Euler diagram or simply Venn diagram. How do you write this? Every set can be represented by a diagram. That how do you write? So set is represented as a closed curve. It's a closed curve. And elements are represented by dots or dots or listing. We can say simply dots. Every element, elements are represented by dots inside the curve, inside the closure curve. So let us give an example. How do you write? If A is given as 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, this can be represented by a diagram. It's a closed curve. I'll say set A. You can write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So what I can say is here 1 belongs to A and 7 not in A. I'm talking about a particular set 1 to 7. This is the way of writing the Venn diagram. Suppose n is given. Simply we'll write down n. That's all. If n is a set, n can be represented with 1, 2 and so on like this. Now, I want to see here one more. W is set of whole numbers. N is set of integers, set of naturals. Z is set of integers. So I can write down like this. This is n, a Venn diagram for n. A much bigger set is W, the set of whole numbers. This is Z. So this is the way of representing a Venn diagram. Now, from this Venn diagram, one can easily see that every natural number is a whole number. Every whole number is an integer. An integer need not be a whole number, or a whole number need not be a natural number. Let us see. This speaks that n is subset of W, W is subset of Z, and Z is subset of Q, Q is subset of R, this Q is rationals. set of rationals. These are reals, real numbers. Now, I can easily see that any natural number is a whole number, is an integer, is a rational number, is a real number. But the converse doesn't hold. For example, if I take 0, 0 is in W, but 0 is not in N. So there is one element at least, 0. Now look at W and Z. Minus 2 is in Z, but minus 2 is not in W. That means minus 2, minus 3, these are the numbers which are outside W. Now, the rational numbers. If you take 3, 3 can be regarded as 3 by 1. So, every natural number is a rational number. 3 equal to 3 by 1, which is of the form P by Q, Q different from 0, P and Q are integers, so it is a rational number. This is what we have seen now. But every rational number need not be an integer. For instance, if you take 3 by 2, 3 by 2 is in Q, but 3 by 2 doesn't sit in Z. So if I write down much bigger set, this is Q. So 3 by 2, 4 by 5, these are the numbers here, and so on. This is a simple observation using Venn diagram. And the simple observation is every natural number is a whole number is an integer, every integer is a rational number, every rational number is a real number. Can you talk about a number which is a real number but not rational? Simple. Consider root 2. It is irrational, so it is a real number, but root 2 is not in Q. These are all about simple infinite sets. Simple sets which are infinite. For example, N is an infinite set consisting of infinite number of elements. These are all infinite sets. This is a finite set. Now, I have one more example. I would like to write B is equal to set of all x in Z. It is an integer such that minus 3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 7. Look at carefully. This is set of integers. This set is set of integers. So let me list out them. What are the integers? Minus 3 less than or equal to x means minus 3 is included. Then minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. There are 11 elements in this set, so it is finite. So B is finite. Of course, this can be represented like this. You can list out all the 11 elements. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. 7, up to 7. Let us see one more example. Let U, the universal set, is 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 10. So I have taken a universal set. Let me write down a set A from this U only. 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Look at carefully. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So multiples of 2 from this set only. Now I'll take B equal to 1, 3, 5, 7. Let us see only this. Let us write Venn diagram for this. The Venn diagram for this is, I have U. U contains all 1 to 10. So there are 10 members in this, 10 elements in this. Now A is, I'm writing A. What is A? A is 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. What about B? B is outside of A. That means B is 1, 3, 5 and 7. So I have written, how many elements I have written? 5 plus 4, 9 elements I have written. One element was left over, which is not listed here. So 9 should be here. The number which was not listed in this is 9. 9 is not in A, neither in A nor in B. It is not in any of the sets. Clearly, 9 is not in A and 9 is not in B. Also, let us observe one more fact. 2 is in A, but 2 is not in B. And observe very carefully, no element in this set is in this. If you take any element, that element in A is not in B. Similarly, any element in B is not in A. So what can you say about this? These two elements, these two sets, this is B, these two sets have no common element. So such kind of sets are called disjoint sets. So I'll write down a definition. A and B are said to be disjoint if there is no common element for both A and B. There should be no common element. Then we say that A and B are disjoint. Here, A and B are disjoint. Here means in this case. Let me write down another set. Let C is equal to, from this I'm writing C, or I can write down C here. C is equal to 1, 2, 4, 7. If I write 1, 2, 4, 7, see, C is, every element of C is not an element of B. Similarly, every element of C is not an element of D. So what is the connection for this C and A and B? So C is 1, 2, 4, 7. There is only one element which is common for C and A, namely, no, there are two elements common for A, 2 and 4. What about, so there are only two elements common to A. What about B? In B, you have only two elements which are common in B. So 2 and 4 are common to both A and C. Similarly, 1 and 7 are common to both B and C. So, there is a common element. There may be 2 elements, there may be 3 elements, even there is one element, only exactly one element which is common, and there are no elements which are common. So, no elements common in means, common for both A and B means they are disjoint. Now, let me look at one more example on U. U is universal set. Also, we write mu for U. Both are acceptable. This is U, this is mu. So, or simply you can write down like this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let us write A as 1, 2, 3. Let us write B as 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Let us write C as 9. Let us observe the following. Clearly, A, B. I want to look at the relation between A and B. 1 is in A, the 1 is in B. 2 is in A, 2 is in B. 3 is in A, 3 is in B. So, A is a subset of B. I can say strictly contained in B, but people always they prefer to write like this. When the context is clear, when A contained in B, they write like this. If you know that if A is not equal to B, it is a proper. So, either you can write down A properly subset of B, or simply A is, you can use any of the versions. So, A is subset of B. What about A and C? A and C have no common elements. A and C are disjoint. What about B and C? Again, B and C are disjoint. This way, we can write down all elements. Now, let us finally look at the Venn diagram. This is, now what is A? A contains 1, 2, and 3. This is A. What is B? B is not only containing 1, 2, and 3, it contains 6, 7, 8. So I can write down 6, 7, and 8. Now C is singleton 9. That means 9 is here. This is C. Now let us see. A is a subset of B. B and C are disjoint. A and C are disjoint. There is no common element for A and C. Now let us look into the basic operations on sets. I will give you the definition of these operations. The definition is, let A and B be two sets. Then 1. A union B, denoted by A union B. This is called union. A union B, denoted by A union B, is defined as Now I'll use the set builder form. Set of all x such that x is in A or x in B. That means given any element, either it should be in A or in B. 2. A intersection B. Denoted by A intersection B is defined as, again I want to write down the set builder form, set of all x such that x is in A and x is in B. I have to use this, and x in B. That means every element of x is in A and as well as in B. That's called A intersection B. Now I'll write down the set difference of A and B denoted by A minus B is defined as, look at this, I am writing A minus B. A minus B is, it contains those elements x such that x is in A but x not in B. Now we have a union of two sets, intersection of two sets, difference of two sets. This is called set difference. So these three we will see by illustrating an example. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, B is equal to 3, 4, A, E, I. Let me take these two sets. Now the first one, what I want to do is I want to write down A union B. A union B is simply set of all x such that x in A or x in B. That means I will list all the elements. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, A, E, I. I have already expressed that when there is a repetition of an element, you can ignore them. So write down only once. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, E, I. That is A union B. That means list all the elements in the set A union B. That means if A has 5 elements, B has 6 elements, write down all 11 elements. If it is if there are repetitions in A or B, just remove them. Only write down once. Let us see A intersection B. A intersection B means you have to choose the common elements for both A and B. That means, now look at this. 1 is common here, no. 1 is here, there is no 1, right? 2, no. But 3 is a common for this both. So I can write down 3. Similarly, 4. So 3 and 4 are common. And A, E, I is in B but not in A. So A intersection B is 3 and 4. Let us write down A minus B. What is A minus B? A minus B is those elements which should be in A but not in B. Now come to this. 1 is in A but not in B. So I can write down 1. 2 is in A but not in B. 2. 3 I cannot write because 3 is in A as well as in B. What about 4? 4 is in A but not 4 is in A and as well as in B. So I cannot write. That's all, because I have exhausted all the elements of A with B. That is A minus B. So I have to choose those elements in A which are not in B. Hence, I can write down only 1 and 2, close the brackets. So A minus B is simply 1 and 2 because 1 is in A but not in B. 2 is in A but not in B. 3 is in A but here. 4 is in A which is in B. So I can write down only A minus B is the elements which are in A but not in B. So A minus B is given as 1, 2. Now what is B minus A? Let us see. What is B minus A? It should be in B. It should not be in A. So B, what about B? 3 is in B. 3 is in A. So I cannot write down 3. Similarly, what about 4? 4 is in B as well as in A. So I cannot write down 4. I can write down only those elements of B which are not in A. So A is in B but not in A. E is in B but not in A. I is in B but not in A. So B minus A is AEI. Clearly, A minus B is not equal to B minus A. Why? Equality of two sets can be done only when every element of A minus B is an element of B minus A and every element of B minus A is an element of A minus B. So they are not. Hence, A minus B is not equal to B minus A. In general, a particular examples may have, but you may have the. Now, let me write down something like U is equal to the same example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. A is 1, 3, 5, 7. B is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. C is 9. Let us write A minus B. What is A minus B? Carefully look at this. The diagram already I have written. This is A and there is no common for A and B. So there are no elements which are common in A and as well as in B. So now I have to write down A minus B means it must be in A but not in B. So what are they? It must be in A. 1 is in A but not in B. So 1. What about 3 is in A but 3 is not in B. 5 is in A but not in B. 7 is in A but not in B. So I can write down the whole thing. But what is 1, 3, 5, 7? Which is nothing but A. So A minus B is 1, 3, 5, 7, which is A. What about B minus A? Again, B minus A. Every element of B, it should not be in A. That means those elements, not ever, those elements of B which are not in A. So 2 is in B but not here. Hence, I can write down all the elements of B, which is C about C. Look at this. What is A minus C? Let me write down here A minus C. What is A minus C? Again A. Similarly, B minus C is B. So there is nothing to do with C when you are writing A minus B, A minus C or B minus C. Simply A minus C will become A.